There's a fair few sheets here, so like most of you know, I do like to talk, so I'm going to make the most of my moment in the spotlight. Someone said to me a few weeks ago that your wedding day is probably the best day of your life, and I have to agree. But Laura and I have been completely overwhelmed with all this support, love and good wishes we've received from both family and friends, not just today, but over the past 18 months since we got engaged. It's great that so many of you, there's one. It's great that so many of you have been able to be here today. I would especially like to thank all those who have travelled to get here. Coming from Dublin to here is probably a bigger trek than the first part of your journey. People have come from London, Dublin, San Francisco, Hong Kong, Chicago and Australia, so thanks very much for everybody. It means an awful lot that you can all be here today, so thank you. I special mention to Laura's friends for making sure she had a great hen weekend. They're all down there at the back. And a big mention to all the girls who starred in the Westlife video. You did a great job. Cheers to all the lads for a very boring stag. It was a very quiet weekend with no stories to tell. So I'll move swiftly on there. To Killian and all the staff in Renville House, I'd like to say thanks very much. Over the past year and a half coming out here, our visits have always been amazing, and I know we'll pull out all the stops today to make sure that both Laura and I and all our guests have an amazing weekend. So Killian and everybody, thanks very much. I'd like to mention Laura's extended family, the Collinses and the Larkins. Whether it was calling to tune for something sweet or killing a hound for a ham and cheese sandwich, you've always been very welcoming and kind to me, so thanks very much. Thanks for all the slagging about Sligo GEA, but as Frank did say there, I don't think it was justified, seeing as Sligo actually do have a better record against Galway in the last 8 years. To Mary and Frank, I'd firstly like to apologise for whenever I come to Clybourne Road for raising the decibel level by, I think, about tenfold, but when you're used to dealing with Pork and Kieran, it kind of comes par for the course. To Frank, thanks for all the rounds of golf, trips to Pearse Stadium and chats about the GEA in general. I think after 21 years of being surrounded by 3 women, I think you're only too happy to see me coming in 2005. That's what I told myself anyway, so. Recently Frank has sent Fiona up to Dublin to me to look after her. So I don't know what this is about, so Mary Larkin, I think you should be careful, or else I think you could find yourself heading up the M6 fairly soon as well. So. To Mary, I'd like to say thank you so much for being so warm and welcome to me over the past number of years. You've always given me some great laughs, and I know you always like the chocolate and the glass of Jameson, so I'm sure we'll share a lot more of them now in the next few years. You're a super mom to the girls, and I know they look up to you very much. To you both, I would like to say thank you so much for letting me have Laura's hand in marriage. You have both done an amazing job in raising the girls, instilling strong family values in them, which I hope Laura and I can pass these types of values on to our own family in the future. So, fair play to you. Thanks as well for all the support and help you've given us in the lead up to today. It's very much appreciated. Now, just moving on to my own mum and dad. Mum, when I was writing this speech a few days ago, I'm not that organised. I find it hard to get a word to describe you accurately, but the one word that just stuck in my head was legend. In my eyes and in the eyes of Mary, Kieran and Pork, you are a complete another legend. You have been a truly amazing mum to all of us, and you were my personal taxi for many a year, picking me up from Summerhill, the Mercy and Coolbeg, and I'll always remember the chats.
Come on, Brian, come on. Come on, Brian.
That's the second time today. You've always been so welcome to all my friends when they've come to Carrow. There's always something nice in the corner press to compliment a cup of tea. That's always an offer. So thanks as well for doing all the jam jars. I don't know if you've seen them inside, but it's my mum's work, so fair play to Mum. Mum, you're the heart and soul of the family, and thanks again for being an incredible mum. We love you so much. To Dad, whether it was football, golf, education, or career, you've always been on hand with some great advice. This advice is always taken on board, but to be fair, sometimes not implemented, mind you. As you said, GAA has brought us close over the last few years, and as I said, it's always a topic of conversation, not just it's on Sundays, but every day. And as you rightly pointed out there, Mr. Kennedy is at a big fault for not helping me land the cup home to Carrow, but maybe one of the grandchildren might be able to do it. Thanks for all your help, Mum and Dad, and Lead Blades, much appreciated. Now we're leaving on to the two buckos. Being the youngest of 3 brothers has its advantages and disadvantages. So disadvantage, you get beaten up for the first 16 years of your life, okay? And then you become a bit stronger, faster, and probably wiser. Advantage, you get away with blue murder. Doing something bold doesn't even raise an eyebrow or a wooden spoon from your parents, because these two have done it all before, and probably worse. But to be fair, the lads have always looked after me. We've had great times, from playing football out in the back garden till the Duke came down to recently having many's a slagging match over the pints of Guinness. So lads, thanks for all the abuse, the beatings, and most importantly, great memories that may they continue. And finally, I'm a better footballer than you put together. Even Dad admits it. To the beautiful bridesmaids, girls, you were looked absolutely amazing today. As you both know, Laura is a bit of a perfectionist, but you've carried out your bridesmaids' duties perfectly. You got Laura to the church on time? Well, not really, but thanks for that. Mary, you have always been a great friend to me. You've always looked after me, and you are always there for me when I needed a chat or some advice, so thanks very much. To Fiona, you've always felt like my little sister, but today you officially are, so it's great. Your bubbly, joyful characteristics always put a smile on my face, and it's been great having you living with us over the past 8 months. Hopefully I haven't driven you too crazy. As Dad said, my granny can't be here today. The first time Laura met Granny in 2005, she said, "Laura, I'm getting old, I mightn't see you again." Granny has said this on numerous times since, and 8 years later, and at age 92, Granny is still battling away, and I know she would love to be here today, so a special hello to her.
Woo! Yeah!
Now, your good self. Wife. From September 2005 to today, we've been on quite a journey. Meeting your girl in the final year in college might not be the best idea, but for me it worked out quite well. Falling in love with a beautiful blonde girl who loved her denim skirts and colourful jeans thankfully didn't affect my college results. At the time, Laura was chasing another engineer, but I managed to woo her, and the rest, as they say, is history. The more I got to know Laura, the more I got to know how incredible she was. Laura is such a generous, loving, caring, thoughtful, and extremely patient person. Her kindness and generosity are just simply amazing. She always makes sure everybody else around her is happy and looked after, and she often forgets to look after herself. As most of you know, I have 2 big loves, apart from Laura obviously, food and sport, and thankfully Laura has a keen interest in both. Most men go to their matches with their lads or male friends, but my match goer, whether it's Lansdowne Road or Croke Park, is always Laura. Her cooking skills have excelled in recent years, and she's even recently started trading recipes with my mum, so that's a good sign, Pet. Being an engineer, I'm not always based in a fixed location, so our relationship has had its logistical challenges. Luckily, the 2 of us have no penalty points, I don't know how that is, but we've been chasing each other around the country every Friday and Sunday for the last 8 years, so I know maybe Frank Larkin got me away with a few of them, I don't know. Or maybe I did when I was wearing your uniform. Who told you that anyways? Jeez.
You have it in the boot.
I remember one Sunday after a great weekend in Paris, there was lots of tears at Dublin Airport. I don't know if these tears were because I didn't pop the question that weekend or because Laura was going to miss me. But anyway, she didn't have to wait long, she did say yes, so. Laura, you did a great job planning the wedding today, so thanks a million. Being a good accountant that she is, a spreadsheet was developed to plan the wedding and to make sure I did all the jobs on my to-do list. Every man knows about the to-do list. Everything has gone so smoothly, Pat, so fair play to you, did a great job. And just finally, Laura, when I saw you walking up the aisle today, I was blown away.
Yeah, he was.
It was tears, more now coming. You look absolutely stunning, and it really sunk in how lucky I was to be marrying an amazing person like you. As we start the next part of our journey together, I know I'm in safe hands. Laura, from the bottom of my heart, I love every single thing about you, and thank you for making me the happiest man in the world.